Employers use resumes throughout the hiring process to learn more about the applicants, whether they might be a good fit. Your resume should include and should be easy to read, summarize your accomplishments and skills, and highlight relevant experiences. Hi everyone, I am Juliet Gonzalez from DSHM18. Today, I will continue with the topic on how to write a winning resume. Let's start with the order of information. And here, we will discuss and recap the definition of resume, the order of information on it, and the general rule in making a resume. This will help you organize and design your resume and make sure that the key elements are included. And to start with our topic, let's read one quote. Life is our resume. It is our story to tell, and the choices we make write the chapters. Can we live in a way where we look forward to looking back? This is a famous quote. This famous quote is actually from Green Lights, a collection of Matthew McConaughey's journals. Later, we will be able to understand what he meant by this. So what is a resume? A resume is a brief summary of personal and professional experiences, skills, education history. Its main purpose is to show off your best self to potential employers. Now let's discuss the order of information. This is how you should list the main elements in your resume. This section does not require any label like contact information or contact details, and it should be placed on top of your resume. When listing your contact details, you should follow this order. First, the name. Make sure it is the largest font on the page. Usually it's 16 inches font size. And adding your middle name is not that necessary. It can be optional. Next part on the list is your mailing address. You can list both your permanent and your temporary address. For the telephone or the cell phone number, make sure it is your active number where the employer can easily contact you back. And the fourth one is your email address. Make sure it is appropriate. What do we mean by that? Appropriate email address, ideally, it would be simple and direct as your first and last name. Like, for example, julietgonzalez@gmail.com. That would be the best and appropriate email address. It would be consisting your first name or your last name, or it can be jgonzalez@gmail.com. Inappropriate email address can be the one that you use personally, like crazyforyou@email.com. So that's one inappropriate. But if you're going to add it on your resume, make sure it's the appropriate one. The next thing on the list is the picture. Do make sure that to not allow any low resolution photo of yourself using a smartphone or any webcam that has low resolution. So make sure that you also dress appropriately for the picture and wear solid colors. It's really good in the eyes. It also and the dress that would complement the eyes and also your look. And make sure that you also add a very good background for your picture. The next part of this is choosing a resume introduction. Like the formats, you have three choices for your resume introduction. One is resume objective. Two is a resume summary or executive summary. And the third one is resume profile. It's your first chance to communicate who you are and what you can offer to make yourself more valuable that can cut you above other job applicants. The purpose of the resume introduction is to catch the attention of your prospective employer by emphasizing your skills and experiences that will benefit their company and demonstrate the relevant value of you to bring you to the position, and avoid using any generic statements and try to reflect on your unique voice. For resume objectives, this resume introduction is the best for entry level or for those freshly graduate students, candidates who are switching industries, changing careers, and candidates who are targeting specific positions. Now, for resume summary, this resume introduction includes a brief overview of your work experience that matches the requirements for the position you're applying for. Now for resume profile, this resume introduction includes the list of your qualification, your experiences, and educational background in terms of company's needs and the values that can be presented as a paragraph or as a list in bullet points. The next on the order list is your key skills and strengths. Your list of key skills and strengths needs to respond to all the items on the essential list. And as many items as possible on the desirable list. Always check what is the position description and what is the job that you are applying for. Then list down the skills that would work and relevant to that position. So when putting a key skills and strengths list, you should include or should consider your job, the previous job that you have, your educational background, any workplace that you have done, and any volunteering that you have done. The next is technical skills. So this is a short list of the names of the softwares and technology that you know how to use that will serve as an advantage in the position that you are applying for. Example might be if you are good at Adobe Photoshop, you have a skill in any Adobe Premiere or any Adobe, application, and MS Teams, MS Office. Those would be some of your technical and software skills that you can add. And the next one is your educational history, of course. Education is probably the strongest selling point. If you are still in college or just recently graduated, present your educational history in depth and in a factual manner. Your educational history only needs to show the highest level of education you attained, but can also showcase your qualification by listing courses, and if you have a scholarship of awards or an academic honor, you can also add it to your resume. The next one is, of course, is your employment history. If you have already an employment history, then you can add it on there. When you provide your employment history, you have to make sure that you start with your most recent job and go backward. Give the position, title, and the dates that you worked there. And if you have not worked, then you can use other things that to demonstrate your experiences. It can include the work experience you had at school, work placements or internship that you have undergone through university. And as a general rule, each experience should have around 3 to 5 bullet points of your main duties and achievements. And then the next one is reference, character reference. Your resume should at least have three people that can positively recommend you as an employee. Ideally, for your reference, it should be the people that you have worked with before. Do not list down any person that is blood related, like your mother or your father. Provide their name, their position and title, and a way that they can be contacted for your new employer's reference or your prospective employer's reference. And then the last one for this topic is the general rule in making a resume. Number 1, font and style and font size. Make sure that it is easy to read fonts. Use the same font throughout, but not use the one text size. Next is changes size in descending order for your name, header, and bullet points. Many resumes follow 24, 12, and 10 formats, but do not go lower than 9. Choose a font that fits what the text size that you have chosen. Next is the number of page. Some professionals discourage applicants from going over one page, while others argue in some instances that it is acceptable. But the bottom line here is, if you have information that is highly relevant to the position that you are applying for, then go ahead and add an extra page. And last but not the least is the margin. 1-inch margin are the safest for applicants that lack experience. Do not use small margins. Your page will look like overcrowded. And it's always recommended to not go beyond 0.5 inch. So to conclude everything, your resume must clearly, concisely, and strategically present your qualifications to get a recruiter interested in meeting you, and it should convey your skills, your work experience, and your asset. So thank you for listening, and I hope you learned something for this presentation. Again, my name is Juliet Gonzalez. Till next time. Bye.